if you try to meditate several times a day, even if it's just 1 minute at a time, 4 minutes at a time, then it's going to be so fresh on your mind all the time that there's no way you will forget. Hi everyone, just want to talk to you a little bit about habit creation. So there are many different approaches to habit building. Some people say that it takes 15 days, 21 days. Others say that it takes 66 days to build a habit. Some people say it takes a full year. So it all depends, right? There are many different approaches. And the way I like to see it is, if you really, truly want to develop a very strong habit, then instead of thinking about it in terms of what you do on a daily basis, you go even more micro and you try to develop certain habit by doing it several times a day. So for example, if you want to start writing, instead of saying to yourself that you will write every single morning, well, you can still do that, but in addition to it, you set alarms on your phone to remind yourself to do those little sessions of writing, maybe 2 to 4 times per day, right? Maybe you have 5 minutes in the middle of the day waiting for one of your friends. Well, you pull out your phone and you start journaling, perhaps in the evening before going to sleep. Even though you are aware that you've written enough today, you still pull out your laptop or a piece of paper or your phone and you jot something down, even if it's just 2 or 3 minutes. What's going to happen is, if you do it consistently, then those habits will be developed much quicker, and also the new habit that you want to form will be clear and fresh on your mind, right? You have it in a way under your sleeve all the time, because very often the reason people don't manage to follow through on their habit building behavior is because they simply forget, right? Let's say that you want to start meditating, you do it for the first week, but then something happens. Maybe you go on a trip, or you go to you go camping with your buddy, so whatever it is, right? And it breaks your pattern, and then you just forget to get back into meditation. On the other hand, if you try to meditate several times a day, even if it's just 1 minute at a time, 4 minutes at a time, then it's going to be so fresh on your mind all the time that there's no way you will forget, right? So speaking of meditation, this is actually what I did several years ago when I was getting started. And if you've ever meditated, you know that it can be a very daunting journey. It can be really tricky to start meditating, because initially it's really, really hard for many people. I mean, there's so many people who live hectic lives and their minds are just spinning all the time. If you have one of those people, then you can resonate. It's very hard to sit down and to really embrace meditation. So what I started doing was I would basically use any little opportunity to meditate. Let's say I'm ordering an Uber to go somewhere. I have 5 minutes. Well, I would put on my headphones and I would simply switch off and meditate. If I was waiting for one of my friends and I knew that he or she may come over any minute, I would still close my eyes and try to meditate, right? Let's say I have 20 minutes in between 2 business calls. I would be like, you know what? Let me meditate a little bit. And sometimes it would be literally just me closing my eyes for 1 minute and focusing on my breathing, but it was enough to trigger this habit.